Stephen Horahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to stop charging like a freelance designer and start charging like a business, because profits lead to successful businesses and you're not a charity. Now, when I finally quit my day job and went out on my own as a freelancer, one of my biggest challenges in the beginning was around pricing. And part of the reason for this, I know that a lot of designers struggle with this as well when they go out on their own for the very first time. Pricing is that biggest challenge that they come across. And I think part of the reason for this is that as designers, we cut our teeth in the market earning very, very little. Junior design jobs pay absolute peanuts, and it doesn't get much better as you climb the ladder either. So we tend to take that into our businesses, we tend to take that into our freelance roles, and in the beginning we just take any job that's available and we tend to accept whatever price that prospect is willing to pay, and that's a spiral that's very, very difficult to get out of. The reality is that most freelance designers undersell themselves, and there's a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, the market conditions. There's a lot of freelance designers out there selling their services really, really cheaply. So price is like this pink elephant in the room when you're speaking with your client. You know that they can go and get this done cheaper online. They know they can go and get this done cheaper online. So that price, regardless of your quality versus their quality, price is always this pink elephant in the room. And the other reason is that a lot of freelance designers struggle with the idea of separating themselves from their business. They see themselves as the business. They talk about me and I and my, and that really paints this idea to the prospect and to the freelancer themselves that their skills are the business. What they're selling is their labor, and it's very difficult to charge much higher fees based on the fact that they are the business. If you can't separate yourself from that business, it's going to be very difficult to charge higher fees. Now, one of the common problems that freelancers face when they go out into business for themselves is that idea that they are now a business. And this is the problem with selling skills. If you have skills to sell and you go out into the marketplace and you sell those skills, you're essentially putting yourself out there as labor for hire. And a lot of freelancers struggle with the idea of separating their labor for hire with building an actual business. But if you don't understand the basic principles of business, then you're going to struggle. One of the basic principles of business is that a business is there to generate profits. And if you're not generating a profit as a business, then you are a charity. So think about creative agencies for a second. They don't sell labor, they sell services, and for those services, they generate a profit. Now, in my first junior design role, I was earning 22 Australian dollars an hour, and I became quite close with the creative director as well, and he brought me through the business and his business model and how he ran his business. And it was a real eye-opener for me when we came across the invoices as to how he charged his clients, because we came to the item on the bill where my services were being charged. Now, remember, he was paying me $22 an hour and he was charging out my hours at $180 per hour. So there's a huge difference. That's an 800% difference in what he was paying me versus what he was charging. And that's when it clicked for me, the difference between the cost of design services and the charge of design services. So if you want to stop charging as a freelancer and start charging as a business, there's a few steps that you can take. Step number one, stop charging at cost. Remember the agency model. They're not charging for the cost of the design work. And a lot of freelancers, when they go into freelance for themselves for the first time, their first goal is to make back the salary that they've just lost. And when they get into that mindset, that's how they charge. And it's very difficult to get out of that. But break free from that idea that you're charging at cost, that you're charging what your agency would have paid for you, because they wouldn't have charged those services out at those rates. Step number two, identify the business roles. Now, as freelance designers, we wear many different hats. At times, we're brand designers, we're print designers, UX, UI designers, we're strategists. You need to identify the roles that you play within your business and then identify what those roles would cost your business in the marketplace. Designers and strategists earn completely different salaries. So when you're operating as a designer, what is that cost to your business? When you're operating as a strategist, what is that cost to your business? Itemize the roles that you play within your business and then identify how much they would cost your business. Step number three, itemize your tasks. So your UI designer is going to design the website, your brand designer is going to design the brand identity, and your strategist is going to develop the plan. Don't just lump all of these items in together as part of the service. itemize each one of those and assign a cost to them. Step number 4, adopt a profit mentality. Now, if you've been charging for your services as labor up to this point, well then you're breaking even on every single project. If you're identifying what you want to earn, if you're identifying the cost of you as a designer and that's what you're charging, then you're just breaking even. Your business is not making any profit. But remember the business principle. If your business is not making profit, then it's a charity. And if you want your business to be successful long term, then it has to be making a profit. So identify what the cost of the design is to your business, what the cost of those tasks are to your business, and then make sure that your business is generating a profit. Become focused on that profit, not just how much you're earning for the work that you're doing, but how much your business is earning as a profit. Now, most freelance designers follow the same path. They gain experience in in-house roles or agency roles. They realize they have a skill that's of value in the marketplace, and then they go out on their own as a freelance designer and offer that skill in the marketplace. But most freelance designers didn't go to business school either. They don't have those business principles, and it's very difficult for them to separate the skills that they offer in the marketplace to charging as an actual business. So it's really important to make that distinction and to stand back and separate yourself from the business and start charging yourself as a business in the marketplace, not just labor for hire. If you want more brand strategy tips and techniques like this, well then head on over to BrandMasterAcademy.com and get yourself signed up for the newsletter. It is free and I will drop those techniques right into your inbox. But I'd love to know if you enjoyed this video, if it gave you a different perspective, or if it gave you some useful information. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I've got new videos coming out. But I want to hand it over to you now. Are you transitioning at the moment, or are you thinking of transitioning from an in-house role or an agency role to a freelance role? If so, if you've got any questions in relation to that transition, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you've experienced any of these and if you've come across some of these challenges before as well, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer all of those comments. Until next time, brand like a master, and I will see you in the next video.